Today, I'm joined by Rachael from Detoxify by Rachael, a lymphatic massage therapist whose work embodies the art of slowing down, detoxing, and coming home to yourself. We're exploring how this gentle practice supports our skin, gut, and overall sense of well-being, and how simple daily rituals can help us reconnect from the inside out. Rachael, welcome.
Hello. Thank you so much for that amazing introduction. I think you couldn't have said it better.
Yes, great.
Nailed it. So thank you. Yeah, no, it's wonderful to be here and thanks for having me.
Yeah, I have a special interest in lymphatic drainage, so I'm so excited to have you here today and
Yeah.
ask you a zillion questions about how it all works. So, for those who haven't experienced your work, what is lymphatic massage and how did Detoxify by Rachael begin?
Bit of a story. So lymphatic massage is a form of massage that helps the lymphatic system work. Unfortunately, with life, there are a lot of factors that work against us. So our lymphatic system is always working for us, but there's so many pillars in life that then slow it down. So lymphatic massage is essentially a form of massage that helps push through the lymphatic fluid in order for it to be cleaned, filtered, and released from the body. As of that, there's so many other layers in which it can help target. It's not just lymphatic fluid. I mean, if you've got digestive issues, skin issues, hormonal concerns, the more I'm in this space, the more I learn how many different things it can assist with, which is really amazing. But yeah, essentially, it's just a massage that helps that process. It is supernatural. We're not asking it to do anything that's unnatural. It's just giving it the assistance to do so.
In a gentle way, as I understand. It's not like a hard massage, is it? It's a much more gentler approach.
Yeah, there are areas that are firmer than others for sure, especially when we are on the stomach and wanting to work on the digestive system.
Mm.
But predominantly, it is very rhythmic. It is more gentle than it is those really hard, firm, kind of like remedial style massages that, you get in there and you feel like your muscles kind of on the other side of the room because of how she's
Yeah.
pulling it. I mean, most of my clients fall asleep during lymphatic drainage, so it is very relaxing as well.
Oh, I can't wait for in a couple of weeks when I come to see you. So what is the lymphatic system for people that don't know, and why does it matter for our skin health and our gut health and overall well-being?
Yeah, so I think the best way to think of your lymphatic system is like your rubbish removal system. So it clears toxins, waste, and excess fluid from the body. And when we don't take out the garbage at home, what happens, right? It overfills, it stinks, it attracts rats and bugs and just yuckiness, right? So your lymphatic system is always doing that for us, but it needs that extra push in some motions just to help clear out anything. It can also help restore like hormonal imbalances, the digestive issues, so constipation or an upset stomach, which is what led me to me being in this role. Funnily enough, my own health journey was how I then fell into lymphatic drainage. And it was my own kind of self exploring, which then made me completely pivot my career and jump into wellness, which has been
Love
really
that. Yeah.
cool as well. Yeah, I was a corporate girly for 10 years and had no idea about
Wow.
this. Yeah.
And it's often the way, isn't it, when we have our own issues and then, like you said, you stumble across something that works for you. So it helped with digestion and constipation and things like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, in my instance, it was the only thing that got me back on track after the COVID vaccine. And this is purely just my own experience because it's a little bit touch and go. I feel like it targeted weaknesses that we already had. And in my case, it was a really sensitive stomach and it just accelerated that to about 100 times. For 9 months, I couldn't form solid stools. So that was incredibly traumatizing. My anxiety was through the roof. I was stressed, like my hormones were out of whack because of the stress.
And also, it was a global pandemic, right? So naturally, we were all pretty stressed at that time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild to think of where we were like only five
Crazy.
5 years ago. And I was trying everything. I was going to doctors, like stool tests, blood tests. Everyone's like, "No, you're fine." I'm like, "I can't leave the house. I can't eat because it just goes straight through me. I'm not drinking water." So then obviously there's all these other issues that are compiling, right? I was doing acupuncture, like everything under the sun to try and fix it. And it got to the point where I was like, I'm just going to give up. Like, I can't deal with this. This is just my life. I've got a COVID vaccine injury. It is what it is. And then my husband came home and was like, "Why don't you try lymphatic drainage?" And I was like,
Oh, go him. How clever is he? I can't even believe a man would know about it. Yeah.
"Right?" Do you know when he found it? Oh my God, sitting on his scrolling toilet
Oh, yeah.
sessions.
Oh. It's amazing what you can find for like hours of mindless scrolling.
The power of social media is incredible, and look, it saved me, so no complaints, babe. You wanna stay in there for as long as possible, do your research, it's all good. But yeah, I'd never heard of it before, and yeah, it was the only thing that kind of got me back on track.
Was it through dry brushing? Was that so when we think lymphatic drainage, do people automatically go to dry brushing or is there something else?
Look, I think there's a lot of methods and ways that we can stimulate our lymph. There is the dry brushing, there's the big six, there's rebounding, there's walking, general movement, breathing, right? So there's so many pillars to it. I purely just went into the lymphatic massage because that was the only thing that I was like, I'm just going to try it. I've got nothing to lose. And after 7 consecutive weekly treatments, my stool changed and my nervous system relaxed. And I
Wow.
was like, okay, I have the power. I have more control to get my power back to then deal with a naturopath to then, fix the gut itself. But in turn of that, I mean, speaking of the skin, my skin broke out. I was so
Mm,
inflamed. I was puffy. I had all these redness, psoriasis, like all of these symptoms turned up. And the lymphatic system was the missing link in my case.
mm.
And it's so crazy to see now all of these connection points for people that are connecting the dots. And they're like, oh my God, I don't do anything for my lymph. Or, I just thought it did its thing on its own, which, yes, it does, but it does need that extra support in
Well, it
some
can get
cases.
sluggish, right? Like anything. And the amazing thing is it is all connected. Everything, right?
Yeah.
The stress, the lymphatic system, just
Mm.
our skin, our gut, it is all connected. And if one it's like a moving watch, right? Those old fashioned watches, if one
Mm.
part is not working, then that's going to impact how you tell the time. So all
Total
parts have to
imbalance,
be
right?
working together. So that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So are we literally detoxing or just supporting flow or both?
We're not again, like, we're not asking the body to do anything unnatural, right? Our body is always detoxing for us. I mean, even when we sleep, the lymphatic system kicks in and we detox while we sleep, which is really cool. But then in turn of that, it's important to get good quality sleep for 7 to 9 hours. So yeah, it's assisting the flow, but it's also just giving it a full 60 or 90 minutes of pure focus of just activating the lymphatic system and moving all of the fluid to those nodes to start the filtering process, which again, it's designed to do. Um, so yeah, nothing unnatural, and yeah, probably more assisting the flow.
Yeah, like supporting the system.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And so during that process, can people feel nauseous doing it during a treatment or after a treatment?
Some people after the treatment may, when they get up, feel a little bit lightheaded because obviously the circulation has increased and the nutrients are now starting to move throughout the body. So it can throw us a little bit off balance. I find though most people may feel nauseous post treatment. So in the 3 days after is kind of the most crucial point in in lymphatic drainage massage, where you have to be really kept quite hydrated. Otherwise, the detox symptoms do slip in, which can be fatigue, headaches, nausea, and a few other different things. So it's basically just as things are stirred up to filter through when those waves of the, oh, like I'm feeling a bit lightheaded or a bit dizzy or a little bit nauseous. But it comes and goes, but it is a very normal process. But not everyone experiences it either. It doesn't matter if you've got a bunch of toxins or not, it can happen to anyone. It's just how the body works for each individual person and each individual cell in our bodies.
It sounds like water's really important if you're going to go on that journey, just to help flush it all out.
Oh my God. I preach hydration at any normal time, but especially post lymphatic drainage because lymph
Mm,
fluid is essentially mostly water. So think
mm.
of it like a dishwasher. Like I think a lot of people have the stigma of like, oh, I don't want to drink too much water because then I'm going to hold more water retention, right? More fluid.
Just crazy because then you look like a prune at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Well, at least I do. Yeah.
So, yeah, water is really essential to flush it through, right? Like a dishwasher, you put the
Mm,
dirty dishes in, which can be the lymphatic fluid or the toxins, our lifestyle that's
mhm.
around us. We then need the water to basically flush it out and keep us hydrated. And then when we're hydrated, your skin glows, you look better, you just get more of that smooth texture as well. So it's weird. It's funny how the brain can make us think that, oh no, that's actually not good for us because too much can have that impact, but it's not the case at all. Yeah, hydration is so important.
Absolutely. And so, if we look at our lymphatic systems, how can we tell if our lymphatic systems aren't doing so well? Like, if you can you spot that when a client comes in? Like, what are the signs to know that they're a bit sort of stuck or not in flow?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely comes down to having a good overview of their life, how they are, what they do. So, like training, kind of getting an understanding if they're moving their body regularly, if they've noticed an increase of fluid retention or swelling somewhere in the body, if they're reporting that they've got really heavy legs, which could be from sitting down at a desk all day, because then we've got that congestion, right? The body's not flowing. But on the flip side, someone could be standing all day, like myself, and my legs are so heavy because all of the fluid's going down. There can be things like digestive issues that suddenly pop up, skin issues, puffiness, fatigue. There's a long list of things that kind of show up that could indicate stagnant lymph. I mean, obviously, we can't actually physically see what's below the surface. So it is kind of a let's do the lymphatic drainage and see how you feel. And most people are like, oh, wow, I feel better. I feel lighter. I feel more energized. I don't have that fatigue. And during the month of when, most clients will kind of come once a month, they will actually feel the lymphatic system as it slowly starts to get stagnant because those symptoms start to creep in again. And then they come for another lymph drainage and then they feel good again. So it's kind of like a try, and then you got to be really wary, but it is also a great turning point for people to start making the better choices as well throughout life. Like I find, clients that don't drink the water after a lymphatic drainage, they're like, okay, why water's a priority? Or I'm not going to the gym, I'm not doing this, but I'm going to go out for a 20-minute walk every day just to get the muscles contracting, which support the flow. People that don't eat the best of diets, which show up on the skin or the digestive systems, one, they feel good. Like, I feel like once you feel good, it's really hard to go back, right? You just want to keep
Absolutely.
going forward. So it's a bit of a turning point as well for people to make better choices, which is really cool.
Well, I think once you have that feeling of feeling really good, it's like, okay, what did I do? What were the steps before that got me
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
And we all know that too much sugar, too much booze, fast food, crap food, refined sugars, all that sort of stuff makes us feel
Mm.
pretty shitty. So we want ultimate flow. We want to feel
Yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah. And there are so many signs that show up, like, with the skin and the gut, like they are so interrelated. It's not funny. I think most people, like with facialists especially, they will say, like, okay, well, you've got redness or you've got this, like, how's your gut? It's straight to like this central system that then feeds back and shows up in other areas, right? The dull skin or the congestion or the breakouts, like these are all also signs that either the gut's not great, or also maybe the lymphatic system's got way too many toxins in there. Then it's just like, hey, I'm letting you know you need to look after me because we're
Yes,
piling up,
it's a
right?
warning. Yeah,
Mm,
that's the thing. Our bodies are always communicating with us. We just have to listen. So,
mm.
in terms of skin, so like acne flare ups and things like that, is that do you find that that's been helpful when with people that come in with those issues?
It can. It definitely can. I think it also depends on what's the cause of the acne. I mean, if it could
Mm.
be hormonal based, I think there's a lot of layers to that specific thing that, it could be a 10% help or a 15 or 20 or 30. It really just depends on, I guess, the other layers, but it could definitely provide a bit of relief and maybe settle something. But I think that there's a lot of pillars that need to be worked through in order to get to the root cause as well.
And so, if we look at things that we can do from a daily perspective,
Mm,
some kind of daily ritual with detoxification from diet. We covered hydration. Like
mm.
what else? Are there things like I have dandelion tea every day, and I know that's great for your liver. It's meant to be
Yes.
helpful for detoxifying the liver. What else? Like other little small steps like that. What are some other hacks that we could look at?
Yeah, so I mean, like as an overview for me, like with what a day would look like in my world to help support my lymph as best as possible. Before I even get out of bed, I do box breathing. So as soon as I wake up, I'm just taking a few moments to just lay there and feel my body. You wake up, you're a little bit hazy. I don't want to just get like throw myself out of the bed and be like, okay, go, 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 go. It's not what we want. We want slow and calm and connected.
Connection.
So box breathing, inhaling for 3, holding for 3, exhaling for 3, pause for 3, and start again, right? So it's literally like a box. I might do that for 3, 5, 10 rounds, just depending on how I'm feeling. But our diaphragm is our biggest pump for lymph. So a lot of people walk around with a really shallow breath because everything's tight or, the body's congested and we're not thinking of breathing because it is a natural thing that the body does to keep us alive, right? So you just think like, oh, I don't need to breathe. Like my body's got that covered. But when we're not taking a full breath, the diaphragm can get really, really tight. And in lymphatic drainage, there's a few techniques where we actually get into to prompt the diaphragm to release to get better flow. So breathing in the morning is like, okay, cool, diaphragm's pumping. We're going to get that
Yeah.
moving.
It's like wakey, wakey.
Yeah, like, and it also feels good. Like you kind of feel your body release and you're getting more oxygen in. So then in turn, like you just feel a bit more
Is
vibrant.
is that through the box breathing to get the diaphragm going, or is it another?
Yeah, so the box breathing, because we're taking more of that slower breath and we're holding and then we're releasing, it's giving it a bit more of an expansion.
Mm.
We're breathing every day, but I know sometimes my belly doesn't even move, right? Because
Yeah, it's so true.
I might breathe through my chest for a little bit, or I might have a little bit of movement on my stomach, but it's not a full thing. So the diaphragm's not being used.
Yeah,
Well, it
and
is,
when
but
you're
not to its
in
full.
that's right, and when you're in that state, it's definitely more of a feeling of stress, right? Like a
Yeah.
nervous energy. But
Mm.
then when you slow down and connect, you feel instantly calmer.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
people that are trying like deep breathing for the first time, they're like, "Oh, this is hard." Like, I
Mm.
kind of feel like I'm out of breath, and you're kind of like,
It's
right?
uncomfortable.
It's not something that we think of. Like, even if you go to relax for a facial, like you're just thinking like, "Oh, this feels so good." You're not thinking about breathing. It's
No.
never something that's on our mind. So just to have that little bit of time to just give it a bit of attention, I feel gives me a really good way to set up the day. Then I'm out of the bed and I'm jumping into a sequence called the Big Six, which is by Dr. Perry Nicholson.
Okay, talk me through it.
Is incredible. His Instagram is Stop Chasing Pain. If anyone wants to look him up, he is just the
Mm.
guru that made this sequence possible. And I now basically share this with everyone. I've got it on my Instagram. I teach it at my workshops and my retreats because it is fabulous.
Okay.
So it's a 6-step sequence that can honestly take a minute of the day. And it basically activates the lymphatic system and gets everything flowing. So point number 1 is our collarbones. And it is really important that we do it in sequence because all of the fluid comes back to our heart before it goes through the processing of eliminating through the body, and we pee out the fluid. Essentially, that's how it's released. So if we start working on the bottom half of our body, it's got nowhere to flow to because the top's not open. So it's important that we work down the body. So point number 1 is the collarbones above and below, and we're literally we want to just stimulate the skin. It doesn't have to be hard, and we do it on both sides. I'm just going to show on one.
I'm doing it too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're doing that about 10 times, and then we're literally just giving it a little bit of a tap. We don't want to be like this. It's just a gentle
Just
tap.
light.
Yeah. Just like, hey, and you might actually feel some little like tingly moments too.
Okay.
Our next point is then our neck, and this also helps drain our face. So we can either do a full palm over the side of our neck, or you can come up and kind of do a peace sign around. We have 300 lymph nodes just in our neck alone. So this is like a massive
Wow.
area that we need to keep flowing, right? So rubbing in this motion, same thing. It's about 10 times.
Can you
And
do
then
both sides at the same
at the
time?
same time, yes, yes, yes. And then just those little taps. So then again, you could do the same in the neck region. Then we
Mm.
go into our armpits. So it's best just to cross the body because this can feel a little bit strange when we're like chicken arms, but into our
Okay.
armpits. So same similar motion, just rubbing about 10 times and then the tapping motions. So I'm not sure if you've ever noticed when you're sick, your armpits might feel really swollen, right?
Yeah. The lymph
So
nodes. Yeah.
yeah, so that can be an indication that it's fighting a bacteria or a virus, and it's like, hey, I'm doing its thing, but I'm swollen at the moment. Let me do my thing.
So when you're sick, can you do this? No.
No, you
Okay.
look, you can, but it is not recommended only because your body's already working really hard for us, right? Just let it do
Okay.
its thing. But on the tail end of it, it's really good to then do some lymphatic
Flush
work
it
just to
out.
help clear it. Exactly. So the fourth point is then our abdomen. So I like to find the middle
Oh.
point where our ribs sit and literally think of it like the queen waving. You want to do that sort of motion here, and you just want to
Okay. Oh, I
stimulate
didn't
that.
know about this one. Okay. I've missed this one.
Yeah.
This is the one I've missed. Okay, so this is good for the diaphragm area as well. This is because often this is where we hold a lot of our tension and stress too, right? So
All
this
of our
one feels
emotions
important.
sit up in here. And like when I've got clients that are super stressed and I start working on the diaphragm, they're like, oh, that's tender. I'm like, yeah, you're stressed, like everything tight, right? So that's a really cool point. I do just find sometimes if you've just eaten and you go into that, you can feel the difference when you're on an empty stomach or you've had a light meal over a heavy meal and it's the end of the day. So this is why I like to do it in the morning, just to get the best out of it and kind of start the day with my lymphatic system working extra for me, so to speak. The next section is then our groin. So basically where our legs meet our stomach region, just
Where
on
our
the undie line.
bikini line is.
Yeah. Both hands, similar sort of motion. We're
Same
just rubbing
queen
again.
wave.
Yep.
Yes, for those that are listening, it's the royal wave
Yeah.
with the hands.
I've kind of created that myself. I don't know if
I
it makes
like
sense
that.
in my
Everyone
head.
knows the royal wave. We're both doing this, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
And then
Yeah.
again, the taps. And then point number 6 is behind our knees. So just
Yes, I didn't know about that one either.
mm,
Okay.
that is probably my favorite point. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm on my legs all day. I just find like the lower section of my limbs can feel really heavy. So
Yep.
giving support in that region is just like so satisfying in my world. And
Yes.
then, so that's the big 6. After you've done the 6 points, you've done your tapping, you've done your rubbing, you would then move into something called rebounding. Not sure if you've heard about rebounding. I feel like it's getting
I
a lot
have.
of
I actually
attention
have a
on.
rebounder, but we'll talk about that
Amazing.
next. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I personally, the way I'm really big on habit stacking, right? Because we're so busy. I'm like, I don't have time to go pull out a trampoline in
So
this moment.
you're in the bathroom right now about to brush your teeth. Is this the sort of ritual that you do in the morning in front of the bathroom mirror? Yes.
So yeah, breathing, get up, do the big 6 in the mirror. I'm then putting toothpaste on my brush, and as I'm brushing my teeth, I've got an electric toothbrush, so it tells me in 2 minutes when I've done 2 minutes. I'm calf raising. I'm doing calf pumps, which mimics rebounding, right?
Oh my God, there's so much to do. Do you think you can do the pelvic floor with the calf raises?
I don't see why not.
Right? Why
Yeah,
not? Another
just
habit in there.
100%. Like, do as much as we can
Yeah.
in one instance, because I feel like once you leave that bathroom, you're not thinking of
That's
anything
right. It's
else.
gone. So just stack as much as you can. Okay, but doable, right? Yeah.
Very.
Okay.
Like
So rebounding.
if you break it down, it's not too bad. Then
Mm.
I'm then having my lemon and olive oil shot, which is for my digestion. I'm getting my dog and I'm going for a walk. So then I've got 25 to 40 minutes, depending on the day, of moving, constricting the muscles, but it's not vigorous. I'm not running. I'm just walking, and my lymphatic system loves it. So that's my
Mm.
morning. And then I come home, have breakfast, coffee, and basically head
What
off
a
to work.
beautiful way to start the day, because you're not like flying out of bed, like, what day is it? What time is it? What do I have to do?
Mm.
It's conscious, isn't it? You're fully present with yourself what a lovely thing to do. So tell me, in terms of doing that in comparison to dry brushing. So I do the dry brushing. So I'd love
Mhm.
to know more about that. I actually have a face brush that I use as well. And I know that probably sounds hardcore, but it's a softer one.
Mhm.
So I start the day doing on the collarbone and I'm sweeping down, but I'm not doing the other essentials. So if I'm just doing this area for the face first and then working on the body with the brush, pretty much I guess I'm doing the essential 4, not 5. So the 6 is the most important.
It's just a way to tap into every kind of, like, your arm, like your neck, your chest, your stomach, your legs, right? I mean, at the moment, you're just kind of doing your top half, or kind of like chest upwards, I would say. So tapping into that lower region will just help it flow anyway. But regardless, the bottom isn't going to flow unless the top is open too. So dry brushing is incredible. That's actually what I do when I come home. So I've got a little bit of an evening thing as
Okay,
well.
so talk me through the evening.
So the evening before I get in the shower, I'm dry brushing, right?
Yeah.
I like to think of it as sweeping the day away. I also find, because I
Mm.
have fluid buildup from the day of me standing on my feet all day, like I can come home and no matter how much water I drink, I still get that disturbed skin texture because gravity's pulling the fluid down, right? So for me, I like to dry brush at night. I start on the bottom, so starting at my feet, and you work up the body. Everything is coming to the heart. But when it comes to the chest region, we're sweeping across to the armpits.
And what about arms? Do we have them up? Do we go down?
We are always
Yeah.
coming up. So if we're pulling it down, we're basically reversing the flow. We want everything to flow up to our lymph
Towards the
nodes.
heart. Okay.
So where those points are, that's where we have clusters of lymph nodes that we're activating. And we then want to basically move the fluid to those nodes to start the filtering process. So it's a similar sort of concept with the dry brush. We want to bring everything to those points in order for it to start the process.
And still doing the essential 6 beforehand to open those pathways?
You
No?
can if you want to, but not essential. Not
Okay.
essential. Yeah, it will still work
Okay.
because this is another lymphatic stimulator. And it also exfoliates the skin.
Yeah.
Mm.
I noticed that. It's
Mm.
quite amazing. You think, "Oh, I've exfoliated," but it's like, no, it's like dust that comes off your body. And when
Yeah,
you do it every day, it's still there.
I keep the light off because I'm like, I don't want to see what's flying off me. The
Ew.
first time I did it,
Yeah.
I was like, I am dirty. Like,
Yeah, that is disgusting.
yeah,
But quite satisfying when you then rinse and moisturize. It actually does. I stopped it for a long time and then I restarted it again. And my skin does feel softer as a
yeah,
result.
yeah,
It
yeah.
just keeps the blood flow right and the circulation.
Mm.
So, and I read somewhere that doing that at night is it more essential to do it at night because that's when your body, when you're in that rest state, it detoxifies better or not?
You can do it at any time during the day. And same with the big
Mm.
six, right? I mean, you can do it at any time. I've just found that's the best way for me to incorporate it into my routine. But I mean, if you did it first thing in the morning, great too. You're still going to see the benefits. The lymphatic system will work regardless when you're asleep or not. For me, I find it just helps push through the fluid retention from the day because I'm standing up just to give it that kind of push through.
I love what you said about sweeping the day away. It's kind of
Mm.
a nice way to look at it, like just to let go of whatever happened that day. Yeah.
Yeah, and also really important to do, obviously, dry brushing. Like, I think there's a misunderstood concept that people can do it in the shower. That's not the case. It's meant to be dry. So, yeah, it's really good for the exfoliation, gives it a smooth look. I'll then jump in the shower. Some days I will use
Oh,
the
I've got
face
that.
brush. Yes, I thought you might. So
Hmm.
as you can see as well, I mean, don't go running this along your face if anyone has it at home and is like, "Oh, I'm gonna just do mine at home." Please don't. These are
No.
very different bristles, as you can
Yeah.
see. This is
Honey,
very
I am
soft.
50. I'm not putting that harsh thing on my face.
I don't know, some people, I don't know, they might think, "Oh, I've got a dry brush on it." No, please don't.
No, no, no.
So a few times a week, I'll do the face. It's probably not something I do every day. I don't know why. I just haven't added it into the list yet. But still a few times a week, 100%. After the shower, I'm coming out. I'm then lathering the lotion on. And again, with the lotion applying, always have that upwards motion. I think it's really easy for us to do like
Yeah.
doing this, right? Because
Hmm.
it's easy on the shoulders. But if we're then coming out of the shower and just pulling everything up as we're moisturizing, right? Same with our legs. Like, it's so easy to just like rub down. Just pull it up and you're giving then a touching motion to pull fluid up. Don't do it too hard because lymphatic massage it's not incredibly firm, but just a light guide can then help again move any fluid that's moving around to those lymph nodes in order to start the filtering process. And then I'm jumping on the bed and I'm putting my legs up the wall for about 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, isn't it? You
Yeah.
really notice a difference. It's the weight of your legs
Oh,
when
yeah.
you do that exercise. I love all this.
Look forward to that the most, to be honest, because it stretches your back. It's good for your posture. It gives
Good
me
for your
5 minutes of
veins.
just like not doing anything. I can have a bit of a doom scroll and catch up on the day, like 5, 10 minutes. And then I'm like, all right, next, like, got to move on. So it's just little ways to just kind of incorporate it in,
Little
which,
hacks.
and that can all be done at home, right?
Does it help with cellulite?
Yes. So a lot of the time, I know with females especially, like on most of my consult forms, cellulite is always ticked. And I'm like,
Yes.
where's the cellulite? Back of legs, right? Very common for females. Some of the time, it can actually be fluid retention that's just built up and it's then changing the skin texture.
Yeah, got
So
it.
then when we start to do the lymphatic massage or the dry brushing, like I know with me, my skin texture changes, but at the end of the day, I dry brush, next morning, I'm smooth again. So it really
Yeah,
just depends.
100%.
It can, but if it's a firmer, like if it's cellulite itself, it can take more, obviously a lot more care and a lot more time to obviously help assist that, and lifestyle factors come into it too, diet and everything else.
Sure.
But it
And
can definitely
genetics.
help. 100%. Yeah, 100%.
I want to just retouch on the lemon and olive oil. Is that like a little shot of good quality olive oil? And what's that for?
So that's really good for my stomach. I mean, my stomach has been probably my most focused point of my body for a really long time, just post my whole journey. I look for natural ways to just help replenish it. And also, because I don't always eat before I go out for my walks, I don't want to put caffeine in a completely empty stomach. I just think that that just makes me a little bit erratic. So having the olive oil and lemon is really good for your digestion. I have noticed my skin has changed so much from just the hydration, the oils, the omega-3s, everything that's in that little concoction. And I mean, it's a tablespoon of olive oil. I do get a good quality one. I think it's called the wild olive. It's medicinal. It is a little bit pricey. Like I think it's a 30 ml bottle is about $100. So it could last you about a month, but take my money. It is so worthwhile. I started doing this before my wedding in May, and my God, I had so many compliments after about a month. People were like, "Your skin looks different. Like, what are you doing?" Like, and I also feel
Mm.
like I was able to go to the toilet easier as well
I was
as I
about to
continued to
say
do
a
it.
really good sweeper, right? Just getting those
Mm.
oils going.
Like a
Yeah,
massive
so good.
lubricant, right? That's for the lining and just helping everything. So for me, yeah, that I love that. At first, it was a little bit of a kind of trial run to find the best kind of like ratio between the lemon and the olive. But yeah, it's incredible. So yeah, that's probably another thing.
Love that little hack. Rebounders. So we spoke about rebounding with our feet. What about rebounders like mini trampolines? So
Mm,
they've created a bit of a hype. I actually went out and got one.
yeah.
And then I got worried about my pelvic floor going, shit, is this a good idea at my age? I mean, I felt like I was 18 again, listening to all my 80s tracks, and I was like smiling, like I was, hit this moment of joy. I'm like, this is so much fun. But then I was so worried about my pelvic floor. Talk to me. What are your thoughts on rebounders?
I think they're great. I wonder if people can bring them into their routine to be consistent,
Mm.
right? Like we're all so busy. So is it like after a full day, you've been like, oh, okay, I've got to get on my rebounder? It's quite a vigorous workout as well. Like you don't, it's a little bit humbling when you first get on. You're like, oh my God, it's been a minute and I'm like dying.
I couldn't walk for like 2 days afterwards because I didn't
Mm.
stretch my my ankles or my calves or do any of that. So I was like, oh my gosh, but it was fun.
I'm a believer in them. I think they're great. I personally just don't like the way my body feels as I'm jumping. There's just a little bit too much movement for me. So for me, I like to compensate with the calf pumps instead. But also because I'm doing it when I'm brushing my teeth, if I was to then kind of physically jump, right, I'm most likely going to cause myself an injury because I've got a toothbrush in my
Yes.
mouth, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, look, I think that they're great. If it's something that you can incorporate into your routine and do it, then great. To be honest, I don't know too much if how that would work with the pelvic floor. I'm actually
Mm.
curious about that though, so I'm definitely going to look into it. But yeah, I think that they're great for the lymphatic system, 100%.
Yeah, I love that. And so you've said that lymphatic massage is more than a treatment, it's an act of self care. So, how do you help your clients reframe it that way?
I think after their first treatment, they feel the difference. And we are so busy with life. We're always go, 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 go. So for them just to take an hour to 90 minutes to do nothing, but lay there and enjoy a really beautiful treatment and be nurtured and grounded and just be able to I hope that they can switch off, right? Depending on their nervous
Mm.
system too. It's just a nice way of like feeling and giving back to yourself. Especially mothers is probably the big one that, they're last on the list of priorities. So it's really
Uh-huh.
nice to see them after their first treatment go like, that was incredible. I feel better. So I'm able to be better in general, like personality, happiness, energy, that's then making me have a better relationship with people. I'm more inclined to be in more social settings because I've got more energy. It makes them a better person as well. And not just mums. I mean, it can be anyone that does lymphatic work, but it's just that self realization of the self care that's really nice for the realization of people. It's not a medical treatment, it's so natural for the body. And you don't have to have stagnant lymph in order to get lymphatic massage to still feel benefits. Like it will help in every shape, which is awesome. That's probably the
Absolutely.
fact that I love the most. Yeah, like even if you don't have any of the signs of sluggishness or anything, if you just want to give back to yourself and have a moment of like, hey, I'm just going to support my body for a minute, like amazing.
Yeah, I love that because you spend most of the time laying on your back. You start on your back, don't you, with lymphatic? It's not like a traditional massage where you face down.
Depends. Like for my 90 minutes, I do have them face down, so I'm not flipping them a million and one times, right? I don't want to
Yeah.
have them work on the front, then do the back, then finish them on the face. So for me, but with the 60 minutes, it is, laying on your back, and predominantly a lot of the time is worked on the front of the body, like the abdomen region is like the central hub. So we want to spend enough time there as possible. Like we've got the digestive system, like we've got obviously the diaphragm and everything. So we really want to spend a lot of time. And that is probably the biggest thing why people are coming in. They're like, my digestive system's not great. I suffer from endometriosis. I want to just help subside my period pains, and then predominantly the legs with fluid retention and stuff like that too. So
And often that's the place that's most missed in any type of massage, right? If you go and have a massage or a treatment, the stomach is avoided in our culture.
yeah, and I actually say to people, if it's their first time, I'm like, it might feel weird at first. It's a foreign area that's not normally touched. And there's also a lot of organs confined in a really small space. Like
But
you
it
might feel
feels
tenderness.
so good.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, it's
it's
the best. Like
amazing.
there's times where I'm just like, I'll do like a self sculpt and I'm just like, I could do this for hours. Like it doesn't get any better than this. It is such a release. And then especially when you feel things as well happening below the surface, yeah, it's incredible.
Very satisfying. So now you had your essential six. So I've got my closing essential four questions that I
Mhm.
like to ask everyone. You've spoken about how you do connect. What are other ways that you self reconnect each day, apart from your essential six movement in the morning and evening?
I think prioritizing slowing down, like it is really easy to get caught up in. Like, I think with me, probably like making sure my socials are good and rushing around, like making sure all these tick lists are done. And then obviously making sure my house is operating well, my husband's okay, my family's okay, my friends are okay. So I think for me, like out of the morning routine, just having my morning walk where I'm not on my phone, I might be listening to a podcast, or I might leave my phone at home just to have that time just for me and just to kind of check in and be like, hey, like, how are you? Like, I do talk to myself a lot in the
So
least
important.
crazy way. Like,
As long as you're not answering yourself back out loud as you're walking along.
no, but like for me as well, like, I think spending a lot of time outside for me is really nurturing, and it comes to the
Mm,
grounding point. Like, I will be walking and I will see a tree and I just admire it because I'm just like, how old are you? What have you witnessed? How many people have touched you? What is the root system below the ground that's holding you up? And I think just having those moments where we're not fixated in general life, just to have that separation, and I
being
feel better when
present.
I do it. Yeah, like
Mm.
I think we're so caught up in what's next and what have I got to do today and tomorrow and what's that looking like? It's Christmas coming in 6 weeks. I've got to do the shopping. Like just stopping and appreciating nature or anything in general that's
Smelling the
just,
flowers. Yeah,
yeah,
right. Noticing the birds, noticing the trees, like you said.
yeah.
So, what does your skin or your body taught you about yourself?
It's always talking to us. It's
Hmm.
always signaling us. It is the messenger. So it's not just a matter of like, oh, okay, I feel that, but it'll go away on its own. It's more about like, okay, why is this happening? What can I do to support it? Does it need anything? I think just yeah, being more aware that messages, like, it signals us, like, it's our vessel. I think people just, they get a bit of a cut and a bit of infection, they're like, "Oh, well, it'll be right." Like, I think that there needs to be an element of like, "Okay, well, if it's getting red, we need to maybe take a little bit more consideration to this for a moment," which again coincides with the whole busyness of life. But yeah, that our bodies are vessels and we need to take as much care of them as we can.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. And if you could give one message to every woman about self care and reconnection, for those women that struggle in particular, what would it be?
There's no right or wrong. Don't think that you need a massive step process or that you need to be doing, that you need to be booking in a massage every week or doing this or doing that. Like, just find things that make you feel good, that give you that time. And you don't have to have 4 hours either. Like, even if it's 15 minutes to start with, just start it and don't feel guilty. You will feel the benefits, and it's not silly. At first it might, like, I remember the first time someone told me to walk in my backyard with bare feet and just stand there and stare at the sun. Well, not stare at the sun, but get the UV rays. And I was like, what? And I did it and I was like, I feel really weird right now. I kept doing it and I was like, I fully get this. I fully understand it now. So just, yeah, just just trying new things and find what works for you. And If it doesn't, that's okay, but don't not prioritize yourself. I think that's probably my key message, I think.
I love that. Rachel, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and gentle perspective. A reminder that slowing down isn't indulgent, it's intelligent. Where can people find you, lovely, and follow your work?
Yeah. So I have a studio now based in Hunters Hill in Sydney, New South Wales. And online, my Instagram is Detoxify by Rachael. So just a little at, there's no underscores or dots or anything, just one word. And then same for my website, www.detoxifybyrachael.com.au.
Fabulous. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me. It's been so wonderful. I love sharing the awareness around it. So thank you.